As I hit my stride, I feel the rhythmic pounding of my feet against the pavement. Each step is light, almost effortless, as if I'm gliding rather than running. The early muscle fatigue and tension dissolves into this warm and soothing feeling that moves throughout my body. And so I keep going. Although my legs start to ache, I push forward because the finish line is just around the bend.
I remember the first time I ran at TGS. Shasta told me that she and Riley were gonna go on a morning run, and I asked if I could join. 5 minutes passed, and I felt dead. And I started questioning so many things. Why did I bring this backpack? Why did I wear these pants that keep falling? How are they so fast? But most importantly, why am I even running? Soon, these questions started to be overshadowed by interesting conversations and the feeling of achievement, things that kept me going until now.
Oh, I really don't want to go running. It's so cold outside. I don't want to leave my warm blanket, and it's fine to just sleep. So basically, after my first and last morning run in Malaysia, in Turkey, I fell into a slump. My engagement with physical activity was waning, and the positive mindset from the running had nearly faded. I wanted to run, but I kept making excuses. Fortunately, Shasta pushed me to restart my morning runs in Oman. Also, I felt a genuine need for physical exercise. And though it was tough at first, but by the end of the term in Oman, my running skill had significantly improved. Now, a year and a half later, I have reached a level where I can hit 10K in an hour. Yeah, I think this journey shows how persistence and community support can drive our passion and drive.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Oladejo. I'm from Nigeria and Canada.
My name is Don from South Korea, and I'm grade 12.
And I'm Andrea from Peru, a 12th grade student.
We are so excited you're here today, and we welcome you to our presentation, Building Grit Through Physical Education. Today, we want to share some of the lessons we've learned over the past few years from community PE. But before we begin, we would like you to just consider this, especially those of you who are older. What did PE feel or look like for you when you were younger? What are your earliest memories of PE from childhood? Let's just see if you could relive that for a little bit.
This is a definition of grit. But for me, grit is repeating an exercise when Shasta starts counting again and, in tough tummy time.
For me, grit means going after difficult shots around the court, knowing that I might not be able to get to them, but still giving my all regardless.
For me, grit is waking up in the morning while resisting my desire to sleep and go on a morning run with Shasta.
Now, these are all such great examples of grit. Let's talk about another really important part of PE at TGS, and that is community. While PE can be demanding, what keeps us coming back to it time after time is a sense of togetherness. Let's take our weekly tough tummy time sessions with Shasta, for example. Our PE coach, shout out to you, Shasta, wherever you are, really pushes us during these weekly intense ab exercises. But the challenge feels lighter because we're doing it together. So yes, even as we're going through 60 seconds of Russian twist and we're all screaming at the top of our lungs, 47, 48, 49, our voices may sound strained and tired, but the shared experience brings our community together in such a really unique way. And I think it's this kind of support that makes PE at TGS so unique. The sense of Ubuntu, which is one of our core values, that in whatever we do it so much stronger when we do it together.
David, I heard you were bonding with new students by scaring them with PE anecdotes. Can you share one of them?
Andrea. I wasn't trying to scare them, all right? I was just sharing my story. So around this time last year in Greece, I decided to run a quarter marathon. Now, this was my first time, but I thought I was ready, except the fact that I had a shin splint. So the race day arrived, and I was so pumped. But to be honest, the race was pretty tough. And with about 2 kilometers left, I felt like I was gonna give up. And then all of a sudden, snap, my lower leg gave out and I crumpled to the ground. Before I knew it, I was in an ambulance. 6 hours later, I came out from the hospital with crutches in my arm. Now, the next few weeks, as you can probably imagine, were pretty hard. But with consistent stretches, exercises, support from my amazing community, prayer from my family, I recovered gradually. And so by graduation, I was fully recovered, crutch-free, and as you can see, tearing up that dance floor. So Andrea, I wasn't scaring them, but I was sharing my story of community and resilience and how having a great community helps you to get back up again. Doan, why are you dancing?
Oh, I'm sorry, David. You just made me think about my first dance project in Turkey, where I focused on learning Turkish folk dance and the history behind it. The journey was filled with ups and downs, especially when I felt very ill midway through the term. Because of that, I missed several dance classes, which made me very anxious as my final product was a performance at the showcase. However, what made my project successful was the commitment and the goal I set. This ties into our core value of grit. Despite the setbacks, I found alternative ways to keep up with the dance classes. So after performance, the applause from the audience gave me an unforgettable sense of accomplishment, proving that perseverance and the determination can overcome any obstacles. How about you, Andrea? I heard that you did a fencing project for 2 years. How did that go?
Well, I started last year in Oman and tried to continue practicing. In this project, I looked at how fencing changed throughout the years and learned how to play it in different countries. But let me tell you something. There were so many challenges, like having to adapt to new teachers and teammates every term, and understanding that some techniques can be really subjective to the one teaching them. Who would have thought that putting your hand behind your back can be seen as good in Oman, but not as good in Greece? But I think that all these experiences were worth it because they all made me realize that no matter what country you are from or what language you speak, sports can really unite people. David, what do other students do at TGS?
That's a really great question, Andrea. So now let's talk about another equally important part of PE at TGS, and that is that it helps us to build leadership skills. Every term we have student-led sports, but what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that some of our students get to hold sports sessions to help their peers build skills. And this is really helpful because they develop coaching plans and organize games in order to support their peers. I mean, this year we've had Arian and Louisa leading pole dancing in Bosnia. We had Sally and Liam coaching rugby in Australia. I led table tennis in Japan, as well as so many other sessions throughout the year. All these experiences help us to build really personal skills, but most importantly, they teach us what it means to contribute and to give back to a community that you love so much.
I think what makes TGS Community PE so special is that students get to choose what sports and activity they participate in, and it gives them ownership of their physical health and well-being.
Looking back at all the experiences we had together in PE, I realized that TGS's Tough Tummy Time, morning runs, student-led activities will forever stay in us. And no, I'm not talking about the cramps that you still feel from playing football, but the values that we got from it, such as grit, Ubuntu, and responsibility. Here's a little video that we created about PE at TGS.
Community PE at TGS has really gotten me to sort of enjoy sports more.
It's really fun when you have Shasta as a drill sergeant. It's like 1, 2.
Something that was valuable to me was really being proactive. For example, when we were scheduling tennis sessions in different countries or finding ways to be creative and run when we didn't have access to gym facilities.
The bike one, because
Can you show it to us?
thank you.
It would be a high flank to low flank.
Down corners.
Plank, because it's a lot easier than a lot of the other ones.
Can you show us?
No.
I fell one day.
PE would be like a really, really nice salad.
Spicy, for sure.
The best smoothie bowl you've ever had.